Case number 42069. Actually, scratch that. Case number 69420. Last name, Clean. First name, Mr. We've been hunting this individual for what seems like centuries. Some people say he was born like that, pristine, but if there's one thing I know, it's that since the dawn of man, when Eve bit the apple and brought sin to mankind, that no one has been born pure. His crime scenes are impeccable. Not a fingerprint, not a hair. Each house cleaner than the last. Each housewife more satisfied. I don't know much about this guy, but I do know this. I can't rest until he's behind bars. End log. Sorry, we just wanted to be a performance ensemble for a second. I had to take my cousin to see a show in the city, and as compensation for her ticket, my aunt gave me some money for us to, go have a fancy dinner in the city. But what Aunt Donna didn't realize when she handed me $100 to use as I see fit, that she was putting an enormous amount of trust in me, someone who has survived the last 3 years solely by eating my own scabs and absorbing the nutrients of the quinoa I stuffed into my broth through a process I like to call reverse lactation. So, yeah, my idea of a fancy dinner in the city is shoplifting a few cough drops from the CVS whenever Santa leaves under my subway seat. So, that money did not go towards food. I actually bought a ton of crystal meth and really enjoyed that show. My cousin didn't, though. We still can't find her. So, if anyone sees a child living among the subway rats, or I guess the more politically correct way to say it is a rat living among these subway children, just let me know. Mom's really worried. Yeah. So for a healthy diet of 2,000 calories a day, you can either eat fruit and protein and vegetables, or you can eat 133.3 Ricola cough drops. I may be anemic, but I have one hell of a soothed throat, let me tell you. Perfect for blowjobs. That is, if I gave blowjobs, because if I did, I'd have to account for the extra 20 to 200 extra calories from the semen, depending on season. And then I'd probably have to have another cough drop after that. So generally what I find works better than blowjobs, I generally start to turn to the Bible. So yeah, speaking of things I wipe my crotch with. My pee, I've been meaning to see a doctor, but I've found that ever since I've started getting trashed in Macy's by drinking the samples of cayenne perfume, that my pee, for some reason, starts to smell like old cheese and nail polish remover. So, in fact, quite indistinguishable from the high-end perfume. Captain's log. Case number 69420.5. I see him everywhere. My nightmares, my bathroom breaks, my son's christening, a bald head, turning the corner, always just out of reach. I haven't slept in days, in weeks, in months. It's like Mr. Clean has taken a magic eraser to my sanity. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. I don't know if I can live like this. And log. So the only thing more pretentious than vegans are people who don't pee in the shower. Yeah! hint at you like once thinking about peeing in the shower, and suddenly you're not allowed to sit on the furniture, and the police are on their way? Like, are you in cahoots with Mr. Clean? Like, Mr. Clean wouldn't pee in the shower. Mr. Clean was probably the one peeing on Donald Trump's fucking hotel bed, that sick fuck. But yeah, no, I'll act like I think it's gross, you know, save face. Well, white lie, never hurt anyone, but if you think for one iota of a second that I'm stripping myself butt-ass naked, locking myself in a hot, steamy room for 20 minutes, and I'm not gonna give in to my most primal instinct and pee on everything in sight, you've really got another thing coming, okay? The same logic also applies to swimming pools, ball pits, state of Wisconsin, Captain's log. Case number 69420. The individual we've detained, previously thought to be the Mr. Clean, has actually turned out to only be a, quote, glowed up Oompa Loompa. The bastards escaped me again. We're back to square one. And set.
Done.